Alright, good day, hi and welcome. Okay, so I got the IACV valve out. Marked all my hoses. Basically, just get yourself some masking tape, okay, and a pencil or marker or whatever. And wipe down stuff as you're doing it. But this is number 4. You can see here, these are hoses. So the boot looks good on that one on this end. I'm going to have to get in there. This is number 3. They are different lengths, but you can see what I'm doing. So again, that one looks good. There's my connector. Connector looks nice and clean. Be a good idea to cover that stuff up before you put it back together so it doesn't get too dirty. And this is number 2. Again, that connector looks good. This is number 1. And it's a good idea just to check those things out too. I'm going to have to pull them off on that side. Be very careful. I may have to remove this to do it because these little plastic boot things are pretty fragile, so got to be careful with it. But while I have it apart, let's have a look at it. So this is the IACV valve. I'll get out in the sun where you can see it. And you've got 4 hoses. It only goes in one way, so it's only 2 bolts and it only goes in one way. And then you've got some pin connectors here. So just be very delicate when you're cleaning this thing around the pin connectors. You don't want to corrode them. I'm just going to dry clean it. I'm not going to put anything on it. I've heard people not to use like brake clean or something, although I got brake clean right there. I'll pull this apart here just so you can see it. Just kind of comes apart in 2, and you can see it's kind of cruddy. I don't know if that makes a big difference, but it might make a little bit of a difference. Other than that, it doesn't look too bad. I'm going to clean out each one of these little ports. Make sure that there's no absolutely no crud in there blocking any of them or anything like that. I'm going to clean this little, it's basically like a little stepper motor, just plunges in and out. It's like a little armature in there, and it just under a certain amount of load it'll come up or go down. I don't want to play around with it too much because this is a delicate piece of equipment. I don't think you could really strip it down any more than that. I definitely don't want to take the sensor off on the bottom here. Just wanted to inspect it, just because I know this is a problem for a lot of people. But you got 4 pin connectors in there. I don't know what each pin is. Yeah, I'd need a manual to know that. Here, maybe get out in the light here a bit more. Oh, butterfly. So basically, I'm just going to make sure everything's clean as possible. Put it back together. That's about all I can do. Don't know if this will make much of a difference, but while it's apart, might as well check it out and do it that way. So that's the IACV valve. Tiny little thing. I was expecting it to be bigger. You always expect them to be. You always expect these people to be taller when you meet them, right? But anyway, yeah. So it's not so big, not so bad. I'll put that there. I'll clean that up before I put it back in. I will inspect each one of these hoses. I don't know if I can get my camera in there. No, obviously the light's fading. I'm going to be calling it quits pretty soon. It's just I just cannot get enough light in here, and I'm not going to work on this stuff in the dark. Even with the shed light on, it's not enough. So I'm going to clean up all this and stuff like that. Be very careful where you don't want to get dirt inside. But I want to blow out these hoses, so what I'm probably going to do is pull each one off. I may have to remove this to do it. It's two bolts, so maybe I'll just do that. Just so the fitting it goes into is, I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe I'll have to get this out of the way for you to see it. But underneath there's a throttle. It goes right into the throttle body, and it's just a plastic fitting. So be very, very gentle pulling on them so you don't crack these. You crack these, you're going to have problems. That's usually why people have the problems, with the running problems, is that they crack them. I don't know if maybe you can see that one. See if I can get it in there. I'll see if I can. I like the idea that the GoPro is so small. Okay, so I don't know what kind of angle you got there. Hopefully it's going to work. So I'll stick my finger in there. I know it's kind of dark, but let's see if we can get stuff out of the way for you. Okay, yeah. So you can see this one right here. Okay, and it looks good from this side, but the crack could be on the other side. And it goes into like a plastic valve that then goes into the throttle body. I don't know if you can see it. Black gloves on, and or you can see this one here. You can see that white. No, you can't. Hang on. We will get this. We will get this. I'm trying to keep my lens clean too. Okay, I don't think that's going to work. Hang on. Bear with me. Bear with me. We will get this. We'll get this. Put my GoPro into this dirty situation. There. Don't move. Stay, boy. Stay. All right. So anyway, let's get back into this. So, gotta be careful with my injectors here. Check out my injector wires. This is an injector. That's an injector. Again, small little things. I expected them to be so much bigger. But anyway, here's that little boot I'm talking about. What you're looking for is cracks on there. And there's that plastic fitting right behind it. And it goes right into the throttle body. So I don't know if you can really see with my finger in the way and with a dark glove. But just, here's my finger, just follow it. So that's what you're after. If I can get away with not taking them off, that'd be great. But then I don't know what the inside condition is like on this. Like, I'd like to clean them out. Maybe there's dirt in some of them. Maybe they're whatever. But taking them off, you got to kind of pull straight. You got to be very careful that you're not. Yeah, pulling. That's pretty fragile. So just be very careful pulling them off. Maybe twist it as you go. You need Smurf hands to get in there. So taking them off might be the easy part. Putting them back on might be the hard part. So they're not threaded. They're just. It's just they're on there good. You know, they're meant to create a vacuum, right? So just be really good with them. Easy and gentle. Maybe just turning them might be the. Yeah, see, I really don't want to pull on that. Maybe I can get a piece of pliers or something just to stabilize the plastic fitting. Yeah, I'll play around with it. See if I can find a gentler way to pull them off. Maybe I have to take this off. And it looks like the injectors go into this big tube as well. So, yeah. But I got, well, it's probably got to come off anyway to take the injectors out. So, I'll take this off. We'll get another look at those and we'll see where we're at. I don't think I'm going to get it all done today. I think I might have to. I think that's a tomorrow job, getting into that big stuff. So what I'm probably going to do just with the ends of these for tonight is just cover a bag over top of them so nothing gets in there. Any exposed hoses, just cover everything up. Carbs, throttle bodies, just cover it all up so that you're not, yeah, no dirt gets in there. All right, anyway, I'll leave it at that, and we'll try tomorrow. Get leaky today, so.